therapist, physical therapist on the internet.
Hi folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Because we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Today we're going to show you how the top 3 ways to apply traction or decompression to the spine, back pain, sciatica with equipment. So
and you can do this at home. You can purchase this equipment, and we'll get into a little more detail on this.
Right. So there's 3 pieces of equipment that we're going to show today. We're not going to show how the detail on how to use them. If you like, for example, we'll mention it when we go through it, where you can find it.
Sure.
And if enough of you say, hey, we'd rather have this easily found in the program, we could do a separate one of these.
Yep, we'll be happy to add that to our
accommodate
program.
So the first thing you might want to do is do a compression test to see if that makes your back pain worse. If compression makes your spine worse, maybe decompression or traction is going to make it feel better.
Sure.
So all you got to do is sit in a chair like this and slump a little bit and then pull on the bottom pan of the chair.
Right.
So I'm putting some compression into the spine. If that makes your leg pain worse, it makes your back pain worse, then it's possible that by spreading the spine apart, it actually might feel better.
Right.
Now, we also just did a video on how to decompress the spine for back pain without equipment. So if you want to try that first, you could see if that feels better. Then these are probably golden. If it works without equipment.
Right, and with that, like Bob said, you don't have to buy any equipment. It's things you can use a cupboard, use 2 chairs, and it very quickly, without too much problem, you'll discover if some form of traction or decompression helps. And if that's the case, these work better than without the equipment.
Yes, they do.
It's just a little easier and you can sustain it more.
So let's go to the first piece of equipment here. This is the Saunders traction table. Brad and I I actually worked at the Saunders clinic. Did you know that?
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did as a student.
Oh, like 100 years ago.
Yeah, 100 years ago. And he was inventing the traction tables then.
Okay.
He didn't have a home unit then, but he had units for the clinic.
Sure.
So, Brad, why don't you just briefly tell what this is all about?
All right. So this actually folds up, and you can carry it around like a briefcase. It's hard to see now, but here's the hinge point. It folds up. Open it up anyways, and there's just 4 straps here that you get it in and get them snug. And then there's simply a little pneumatic pump that you pump. And right now, if you look real closely, right here where I'm pointing, you'll see this white plastic base is moving away from me, which is pulling my pelvis away from my trunk.
How this gap is getting bigger? So the lower pelvis is being pulled away from the upper spine.
So I can see right now I've got about 13 pounds of traction. So it's a nice meter. It's scientific that way. You can tell how much pressure you're putting on your back. It should feel good. If the symptoms in your leg are decreasing, you're gold. You know you're doing some good effects on your back in that regard. Again, this it's about at least a 10-minute video on details on how to set up on this, and there's a certain procedure on how long you're going to be on the first day and so on and so forth.
Yeah, it's a nice unit. I sent it home with a patient. He loved it. I mean, I told him, it's kind of heavy to carry, and he's like, this isn't heavy. It wasn't.
Well, actually, like on the newer ones, there's wheels.
Oh, sure.
Yep, you can put on it so you can pull around like
a suitcase.
Yeah, like in the airport.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I'll go to the second one, Mike, if you want to follow me over here. So these are invented by, who are those 2 guys, Brad? Bob and Brad.
Oh, I thought you meant Click and Clack.
No, we got the hanging handles here. So what's nice about these is that they're less expensive, of course. They're not that expensive. And you can actually you have to be able to secure these anchors into the wall, into a stud. Obviously, that's very important because you don't want them to pull out. But these handles can hold 275 pounds, I think. Each. So you can always have a 500-pound person hang on these pretty safely. So you can leave the handles off if you want in between treatment, and then when you're ready to treat, you just click them in place like this. And it's just I've been using this. I've kind of been addicted to these now, Brad. I use these when I work at my computer, and I take my 20-minute every break every 20 minutes. It just works great on posture. I get a little decompression of the spine. Now, mine are hanging a little bit higher, but you can actually put your legs out like this
Right.
or like this.
Well, Bob's like 6.5 foot tall, so
Right.
you got to take that into perspective.
But I do this, and I feel my back cavitate or crack a little
Yep.
bit, and it's a great one to do.
It's wonderful for your shoulders. Again, posture. You're getting 3 different benefits from that also. So it's just
Yeah,
not
you're even
just
working on your grip too.
right.
So
4 benefits.
so-
Yep.
All right, we'll go to the third thing here. We got the teeter. Brad, go ahead.
So it's an inversion table. Teeter is the manufacturer of this one, which we really like the quality and how they work. And they have different grades. This is one of their higher end ones, and they have some other ones that they work as well. There's just a few different options on them. But lock your ankles in good and tight, and you have to adjust it so that when you lean back, you're in complete control. And just by the movement of your arms, so right now, obviously, there's no traction on my back. I'm level, very comfortable, and I can slowly go back. And I can feel the traction go through my back. I'm securely locked in my ankles, and I'm going to go all the way back. And you can totally invert. I typically say you don't need to.
It's set right now, so you can't. Right.
Right.
Brad?
There's a strap underneath. I can't point to it because I'm
Yeah,
moving.
It's
But
right here. He's got it set so that he won't invert completely. Otherwise, he
Right.
could completely be what's the word? Butt over teacups, or how do they say?
yeah, head over tea kettles.
Yeah.
But one way or another, I used to use one of these on a regular basis a number of years ago, and I never totally inverted. And I felt I had plenty of traction at about 60 to 70 degrees where I am now. And I would hang out here for 2 to 3 minutes. Do not hang out for a long period of time, particularly initially. I did that my first time, and I got a headache for the rest of the night. So too much too soon. You have to be cautious.
Again, we have
with
a
it.
whole video on this one too. If you go to Bob and Brad, just type in inversion table, and
Right.
it'll pop up, and where we went into better detail of how to use it, when not to use it. Again, if you feel like we should put this as part of the program, we'll have to redo these and put them part of the program. Again, we're
Right, because most of the program does not require purchase of any large ticket item except for this one.
right.
Because we want you to know what is available. We have a lot of people commenting, and I've had patients as well as myself. They work really well, but it's not for everyone.
Right. It's not. And I had a patient that this was, like I said, a lifesaver for him.
Sure.
It just completely turned him around. So, all right. Thanks everybody for watching.